Hello, and welcome to my studio. My name is Sylvain Rochon from homestudiologic.com. Today, I want to discuss the difference with my voice between using a condenser mic that I normally use or to use a dynamic mic like this one here. My voice, first of all, I can sing, but I'm not the best singer in the world. Yeah, I can sing my songs, but I don't consider myself a good singer. Anyways, that's a different story. Every time that I sing a song of mine, which requires me to belt a lot, because I decided to write this song at almost the peak of my range, I fight a lot with I-mids. My voice is harsh. It's actually a lot harsh. And I struggle. When I mix my voice, I so struggle and to get myself happy. And today we'll do a test together and I will change from the condenser mic to the dynamic, and we'll do the test live on video. So stick around. This song is a new song that I'm working on. And when I get to the chorus, this is what it sounds like. So let me press play.
Leave your sky, get on stage now. Show your fans the rock and roll and the romance. The romance. Get on stage now. Get in the groove and sing along until there's no more wrong. No more wrong.
You'll say, well, it sounds fine. Yeah, I worked hard. You see, that's my first take. Well, actually, this mix is actually my third one. Because what I like to do is when I decide to do major changes, instead of going to file and start a new project alternative, I just do a copy of what I have, remove all the plugins, and redo it again. So that's what I did last night. So if you watch, I've got the Studer, I've got the Neve 1073, which if you're noticing, I'm cutting quite a lot at 700 hertz because it sounded like boxy and boomy and muddy. And I did the same thing at 220. I've cut it quite a lot to make it sound like you're hearing it. And I'm not boosting any high end at all. Then I've got the 1176, my LA2A. I decided to add the Fairchild compressor as well to give it some color. I even pulled out this multi compressor that right now it's turned off. So I wasn't getting what my brain was hearing with it. So it's there, it's still there. I can still activate it if I want, but right now it's not activated. I actually have two de-essers. I've got this one here to take care of the sibilant. I've got another one that is set up at 2323 just to tame down the I-mids that my voice is producing when I'm singing. And I've got an EQ, which I do dips again. And I'm using the Ozone 11 stabilizer on the mids and the highs, which is cutting only. So what you heard is this chain. Then I've got some effects. All right. What I did this morning is I consulted AI. You'll say, what? Yeah. I went on Google Gemini AI and I asked the question. I specified the microphone that I'm using. It's actually the X1A from SE, to find out if there's any particular features of that microphone that makes my voice sound harsh when I'm recording my voice. I'm not singing directly into the diaphragm. The actual microphone is tilted backwards so that I don't hit the diaphragm directly. I normally, when I belt, I turn my head like this, so I'm not belting directly in the microphone, just to try to prevent harshness. And still, I'm getting harshness. I have on my UAD console, I have a dynamic EQ on this channel, and it's hitting the harshness really, really hard. But the thing is that I'm finding out is that when it comes down to mixing, I so have to pull down the harshness of my voice that it's giving me a feeling like the voice is compressed a lot. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm using dynamic EQs and I'm taming everything in the high mids, and I'm getting that feeling that I'm over compressing my voice, and it's not the case. I normally compress what needs to be compressed. I seen a lot of videos where people saying, I am compressing the vocals, the hell out of the vocals, very hard, like almost like -20. I don't do that. I don't like I like what a compressor is doing, but I don't like to hear what it's doing, if you understand what I'm saying. So discussing with AI, actually having a discussion with AI, it advised me to not use a condenser microphone, especially the one that I'm using, because it's the high mids are very strong on that particular microphone. And it suggested that I try to use a condenser mic like this one here, but the SM58 from Shure. This is the microphone that I was using live like 20 years ago, before I switched to a wireless headset microphone because I'm a drummer. So having a boom and a microphone while I'm playing was not fun. So I decided to buy myself a wireless headset microphone, which served me for 15 years. But this was the actual first microphone that I was using. So the Shure SM57, 58, not 57, but 58. Today, you and I, live here on this video, we will do the test. Let's see if this microphone will sound less harsh with my very high mid voice. So let's do the test. So I'm just gonna switch my console, because I did set up a console just for this microphone. I'm gonna tell you the truth, I didn't try it. So we're doing it live. But I've pulled up a Neve 1073 preamp, and I've got an 1176 on my console just to tame down the peaks. So let me switch over, and then we'll be back. Well, there we go. My microphone is plugged in. So I'm assuming that it's not as loud as the other one. It might be just a little bit weak. But I don't want, when I belt, the actual microphone to peak on my recording. So we're going to do the test, so bear with me. My voice is a little bit softer, but bear with me. I'm just going to put myself some reverb. So now I've got reverb. Pull up the lyrics, even if it's my song. At 56 years old, memory is not the same. So I'm going to mute this one here. I already triggered Logic to be receiving the information from that microphone here, and let's do a test. All right. I'm just going to increase the volume in my earpiece. It doesn't change anything for you. So let's press record and let's do this live.
Get on stage now, show your fans the rock and roll and the romance. The romance. Get on stage now, get in the groove and sing along until there's no more run. No more run.
All right, that's the chorus. So let's have a listen to the chorus. And I've got some reverb here that I can pull up. I like to put reverb when I'm listening to my voice. So let's press play. So that's a fresh recording.
Get on stage now, show your fans the rock and roll and the romance. The romance. Get on stage now, get in the groove and sing along until there's no more run. No more run.
So just let me just hold on here. Let me turn that. So to what I'm hearing right now, to my ears, if I compare the two takes, is that right now I'm not hearing any mid-range peak. Yes, it is a lot mid-range. I will probably need to put something just to tame it down just a little bit. But if you would listen to my actual recording on the condenser mic, you'll say, oh God, okay, that's harsh. So right now, what I'm hearing with this dynamic microphone, which is one of the top microphones ever built, I'm really liking what I'm hearing. So it's a little bit weak in the mix. You have to remember that this is it's mixed. So let me go here. I'll give it a boost of maybe, I'll give it a boost of 6 dB. Just for the heck of it. I'm just gonna set it up just to make sure that it sounds good.
Get on stage now, show your fans the rock and roll and the romance. The romance. Get on stage now, get in the groove and sing along until there's no more run. No more run.
What do you think? If I pull up, let's say I pull up the Pro Q4, and I'm just going to solo it and find out the peak of the I-mids.
Get on stage now, show your fans the rock and roll and the romance.
The romance. Get on stage now. So what I've pulled down is what we call the devil frequency. There's always a peaking frequency around 26, between 25 and 27. That normally peaks out. In this case, it's 2646. And you just pull it down, get it out of the way. And I can actually put this notch a little bit narrower. And if we listen to it again, just notice. Get on stage now, show your fans the rock and roll. So there's nothing peaking to my ears right now. And let's do this one here. Boom. And let's remove everything so you can hear the actual raw recording. Let's compare. Leave your sky, get on stage now. Show your fans the rock and roll and the romance. The romance. Get on stage now. Get in the groove and sing along until there's no more wrong. No more wrong. Do you hear how it's so hard, it's so strong in the high mids that it actually sounds distorted? And it's not because my UAD console is overload or it's peaking. It's not. It's actually fine. I did the test and I yelled in that microphone and it's not peaking. So it almost feels like it creates a saturation that I don't like. It doesn't sound that good. And you can definitely hear with the condenser mic that it's picking up a lot more of the room. Even if I've got some sound treatment on my walls, which is like only 2-inch stick-on foam, I know it's not the best solution, but this is what I had in my budget to buy. With the construction of the studio, the cost was way up there, and this is what I had. I'm going to change that in the future, but for now, I'm trying to find a solution to when I record my vocals that I don't struggle when mixing. Because first, I'm mixing my own voice, and I'm very picky. If I mix a vocal of a different singer, different artist, normally I can mix their vocal in 15 minutes. But on this particular song, I spent right now, to be honest, at least 8 hours on only the lead vocal. Why? Because it's not perfect from the start. One of my videos says, if you want to have an easy mix, get it right from the start. Well, my microphone choice for my voice is not the right choice when I'm belting. If I'm singing a low song where it's got, and the range is lower, it sounds pretty good. But if I'm singing this type of song where I'm almost at the peak of my range, I'm struggling every time. I'm able to get it because I've got experience, so I'm able to mix it down and I'm able to make it sound good in the mix. Yes, I can do that. But if I can have a better recording when I've got this type of a song, just plug in my SM58 and use this one instead. Why not make my life easier? What do you think? Leave me a comment. If you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And like I said, leave me a comment. Let's have a discussion. If this video actually shed some light on maybe a question you were asking yourself, well, the test is here. So right now, the conclusion of this test for me is that the SM58 might be the choice. I'll continue on testing, and maybe I'll post a video later on saying what actually is the conclusion of this dilemma. But right now, my SM58 is winning. Until then, next week, new video. Take care, and we'll see you soon.